20 wins on the Iron.
Well, been blessed with a lot of good players, a lot of good guys to work with, and that's basically all those numbers do is kind of make you think about all the guys you're fortunate enough to coach and work with, and been really lucky here. EJ and Garrett and some of the guys that were here when we got here, and the guys we've been able to add, really been a bunch of good guys.
Where does Arizona team rank amongst the teams you've faced during the 25 years?
Well, defensively, I think they're as good as we face. Sean has always done a good job defensively with his ball clubs, but when you add in the athleticism and the size of this team, defensively they are very good. Offensively, they do a lot of good things, and they know where they want the ball to go, but their strength is definitely defensively and on the boards, and those are two things you can bring every night, and that's why you have the consistency that they've been able to show.
The pressing the other night, talked about, still use it judiciously here and there. Is this a team you think you can press, that you can take advantage of that with?
Well, I think you can press, but with the strength they have at the guards and experience, I don't know how much you're going to get to turn it over. But, we've always talked about our press as just controlling tempo and, trying to wear people down a little bit. And the turnovers, the icing on the cake. And, if you gear your presses too much to those turnovers, you really expose yourself on the other end, which our guys, have a tendency to do. They get so excited about pressing that, we've given up easy baskets and that have not been fundamentally sound. So you got to be really careful with your press, especially against an experienced team like Arizona.
Was energy a big reason why you kind of used the press a lot to kind of get the team more excited on defense?
Well, we used it. UCLA, we were down and we went small and went to the press, and it helped us a little bit. And then against USC, it did get our energy going. The press serves a lot of functions to either get your team going, to get the other team on their heels a little bit. We've used it some. We haven't protected the basket, like I said, like we should, which has made me use it cautiously. I think we're getting better. I think we can use it more. We worked a lot, on it here the last month. But again, we're still not sound in any one phase defensively, which is disappointing to me. We should be. It's February 5th, 6th, 7th. We're getting into that first week of February. We should be a lot more fundamentally sound than we are. And that, as I mentioned on a number of occasions, that's my fault. And really disappointed we haven't come along further defensively.
How do they change without Ashley? And is it tough to scout, not knowing exactly kind of what they'll do that they've been doing?
Well, I think they'll just go with Jefferson a lot more. They got a lot of good players, and then they got a lot of good players I'm sure are waiting for an opportunity. So it's not like they're looking down their bench going, man, we don't have anybody to put in here. We've got a lot of good players sitting on the bench that have been waiting for an opportunity. Sean has kept his rotation fairly tight throughout the year. This will just give somebody else a chance, but I think Jefferson will probably be in the starting lineup. He's not quite as big as Brandon, but he does some different things athletically than Brandon. So it's just a different look, but they still got the same size. Aaron Gordon's still there. They still got Nick Johnson. So I don't think it'll change them too much.
Those guys, the mention say they're good. There's guys that maybe you haven't seen or tough to scout. Some guys could come in that you haven't really seen film of this year or before.
Yeah, I think that, Mays has played a lot for him over the years, and he may get more of a look. Gabe York will play more. But I think Jefferson's role will really change, and Korchek may come in and play a little bit more than he has in the past. But again, they've got guys there that are waiting to come in, so it'll be a big challenge for us.
Last weekend it seemed like you came down, and was looking to feed the hot hand. Does that just appear to be that way, or is that something that you're emphasizing?
Well, if somebody gets on a roll, we always kind of want to get them, a few more shots. Jason was shooting the ball really well, so we were trying to get some looks for him. Joe, when he gets to the free throw line, when you look at Joe, you can take him away a little bit on the perimeter, but he shot 19 free throws over the weekend, and that was the difference in his game. So You know, he's got to be aggressive. He's got to attack. Jason had a good weekend. We've got to get Damian going to the basket more. I think he can create some more things and get to the free throw line, and he's a really good free throw shooter. So I'd like to see Dot taking a little bit more aggressively. Inside, you know, we don't have a consistent performer. Rich almost feels more comfortable facing the basket than he does with his back to it. So we're limited a little bit there, but you know, Mike had a good game against USC, one he'd rather forget against UCLA. So we just got to do a good job of blending those guys together. And, you know, we got to hit a few more shots. We're getting some good looks that we were hitting earlier that we just, you know, we're not shooting the ball real well right now. I think some of it's, you know, you lose a few ball games, guys get a little tight, and it's not like we're not trying. You know, and sometimes you try a little too hard. So we do have to relax and shoot the ball a little better than what we have.
So the old adage about the cure for jump shooters is get better as a steep shooter.
Well, to shoot good jump shots. You know, bad shot's still a bad shot. And those don't go in. You know, you look at our numbers, you know, and we really look at, when we're watching film, contested shots and shots we practice and uncontested shots, and we're still shooting a pretty good percentage on uncontested ones and ones we practice, shots we don't practice, and contested jump shots. Like any team, not very good percentage.
Mike said he flipped the calendar. He said, you know, January wasn't good, and he kind of was hoping to kind of turn around. Do you see Saturday as kind of a start for him to get back to kind of what you saw those first couple months?
Well, I hope so. You know, just for his sake. You know, I mean, he didn't have a good month in January, and you know, every player goes through stretches, you know, and we relied on him heavily, you know, to get off to a good start. He struggled a little bit, and, you know, now I just hope he picks it up again. You know, he's had some really good games, and he's had some games where, you know, if he doesn't get started right, you know, they just kind of go down. So he's a really mature player. He comes to practice every day. You notice he's out here first, you know, one of the first guys every day. So he'll fight it.
Getting back to your many years of coaching, what do you personally love about basketball? I mean, what makes this all worthwhile for you?
Well, when your hobby's your job, you're really fortunate. You know, if I wasn't coaching basketball, I'd be going home and watching ball games at night anyway. So, very fortunate to find a profession that, you know, played college ball as an awful player. But I still like to play. You know, I played pickup until I was in my 40s, and every time I went out and played a pickup game, I got hurt. I had to quit, you know, because it just takes so long to recover. But you know, I like being around the guys. You know, when you got a good group to work with, it's really fun. You know, the games are really the tough part of it. I enjoy practice. I enjoy individual workouts. Those are the things I really enjoy. You know, the games are kind of tough. You know, you want to play well. You want to, you know, there's so many people that are invested in this. You know, our fans, people that really want us to do well, people who support us all the time. So you hate letting them down. So there's a degree there that, you know, you want to do everything right with the players, but you want to win games, and you want to make sure everybody that's involved in the program is happy about the direction of the program. So it's been fun. It's been a lot of years. You know, I spent 9 years before I was a Division I head coach, so 34th season here. It's been fun, and again, really had an opportunity to work with a lot of good guys, you know, and guys are texting, calling when we're winning, guys are texting, calling when we're losing, and all the old vets, you know, can't believe you're letting those guys do this, can't believe you're letting them do that, and you were tougher on us, and so it's been great. And again, I've been just really fortunate to work with a lot of really good young men, and to see them go on and either play professionally. You know, all the guys who have left here in the last 3 years are still playing, you know, so it's great to see that. And, it's great to see guys go on to different careers and do well. And so a lot of good guys I've worked with.
You're going to face a lot of good guards this weekend: McConnell, Nick Johnson, Jai Carson. Are there things that you saw how you slowed down Kyle Anderson that lead you to think you can do the same things against those guys?
Well, really our guards have got under some of those bigger guys and done a pretty good job. But we face good guards, Randall, Cobb, you go right down the list. Our league's loaded with pretty good guards. Dinwiddie and Booker, Taylor's playing pretty good at Utah. So, there's not any point guards that you can really look at and say. But against Kyle, we just got under him, and Johnny and DA and the guys did a pretty good job. And sometimes, you don't have a matchup that's really good, so you just try to go something different, and that's what we did. And it worked that particular night on Kyle, and when we go down there, he may be a little bit ready for it, and it may not work as well. But, our guards at times have been so good defensively. At other times, I think they've taken too many chances, and got out of position a little bit, put themselves in a tough spot. But I can never fault Johnny's effort. DA's very good on the ball. Jason really has got a knack for guarding, and Dot's getting better. And Joe's getting better. So our guards defensively have improved. We really got to do a better job with those 5 guys, but they have improved.
You mentioned that Brandon Austin, when he got here, was really quiet. Have you noticed a difference in his demeanor and how the team's kind of?
Well, he's really popular. The guys really like him. He's working really hard. He had a great practice yesterday, and he's still not talkative, but he smiles a lot. That's always a good sign. And I think he's getting more and more comfortable with our guys. He's been here a month now, and so I think he's making progress. But on the floor, in the weight room, he's doing a tremendous job.
Mike said that he pays attention to basically what you guys need to do NCAA tournament-wise, and that this could be a big game for your resume against Arizona. Are you paying attention to that kind of stuff?
Well, it shows you how much they listen. I told those guys not to worry about that, and worry about the next game. But we've dug ourselves a hole. I have no idea where we're at. We just got to go win a game, and none of that matters unless we win games, So the next game is Arizona. Obviously, it's a big game. They're number 2, I think, in the country. I don't know what they fell to, but, they're good. It's a challenge. They don't lose much at home. We were fortunate a couple years we went down there and won. So we're going to have to go down there and swing away and try to make something happen.
What did Cal do to them? And Stanford almost beat them too. What did those 2 teams do last weekend?
Well, they've won a 2-point game against Stanford, or a 3-point game. They've had a lot of close ones. A 4-point game against UCLA. So they lost a 2-point, won a 2-point, 3-point. They've had a lot of close games. So all those games, you've got to be able to rebound with them, because they're a tremendous rebounding team. They just pound the offensive glass. You got to handle the ball, because if they get hands on passes and score easy baskets, but those teams have done a good job inside, guarding inside, been able to rebound with them, and that'll be a challenge for us. We're not as big as Cal, we're not as big as Stanford, so we'll have to do a really good job on the boards.
Aaron Gordon's a guy that you guys went after, and I think you were in his final 2 or 3. Did you expect him to have this kind of impact right away?
Yeah, we did. He's a really good athlete, maybe as good a 6'7", 6'8" athlete as there is in the country, and he's got tremendous focus. He's mature. He's a really good player. He's a really good young man, and I thought he'd be successful right away. Just because of his maturity, because of his work ethic, great parents, we knew he'd be a handful right away.
Johnny ditched the mask a little bit at times. Today he's out here without a mask. Is he going to play with it or without it?
Oh, no, he'll play with it. The only time he didn't, he shot the 2 free throws. He was so confident he was going to hit the 2 free throws that he took it off. The trainer's yelling at me, and I said, what do you want me to do, stop him? He's shooting them, but he was confident he was going to hit the 2 free throws, so he didn't wear it. And the only reason he doesn't have it on now is he probably should, in case somebody's ball comes off there hard. But No, he'll wear it. I'm not sure what the timetable is, but he'll have it on.
It seemed like he was kind of taking it off at every chance he got.
Yeah,
Complaining about
it's
it.
not comfortable.
Yeah.
It's I don't know of anybody that likes those. I've had a few players wear them over the years, and last one was J.R. Strobridge here, and he shot it terribly when he had that mask on. As soon as he took it off, he started hitting threes, and we started winning games. But no, they're not much fun to win.